Hi, it's BK here from BK Gold Detecting, and welcome to another video in the series Let's Talk About Gold Detecting. Well, to start with, wow, I've just pulled a clunker of a nugget out of the hole here. I am wrapped. Had to get the pinpointer out. But that's only part of the story. Yesterday, we were just down the road working the mullock heaps. You'll remember a previous video where I said I would show the final day of working the mullock heaps in the next video. Well, that will be the subject of the first half of this video. Anyway, last night we decided to pack up and move to a new location, and we used an app called Trilobite, which is very, very good at showing you where all the old mine sites are in Victoria and other areas of Australia. So anyway, we'll talk about how we used that app to find a location. I'll talk about how we detected that location, and then you'll get to see me pull out this clunker of a nugget here, which is, you know, lunchtime on the final day. Well, off to a good start. Just come back for a cup of coffee, but before I do that, I'm just going to wander over to see how Eliza's gone this morning. How's it going, Eliza?
Yeah, I think I have a target.
Ah, right. I've just gone back for a coffee. How have you gone this morning?
I've got two.
Oh, wow.
Quite a nice one.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Let's see. Oh, it's out.
I heard something drop into the scoop. It'd be nice if that was the gold. Well, with this Gold Hawk, it'll scream even on a small one. Let's just hope it's a bigger one.
There we go. It got stuck.
Oh. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Lovely little nugget there. Wow, that was screaming, and it's actually quite deep. Another one to add to the container. Just hear it drop in. Well done.
The middle one was found this morning.
The middle one? Well, that big one?
Yeah.
You know, quite a few times I've mentioned about sometimes digging a hole just because there's just something that you just think is not quite, you know, not quite right. This target was so slight on the surface. Well, it could have just been a little piece of hot rock or whatever. Maybe you can hear what the sound was like at the surface. Just a slight change of frequency. Well, there's something down there. Oh, beautiful. Have a look at this. Not quite the big nugget I expected, but a beautiful little piece of gold all the same. Very happy with that. Wow, look at that hole. Well, good start to the day. Eliza picked up 3 nuggets this morning. Well done, honey. And I got one with the GPZ, a little bit of a deeper one. How are you finding the coil so far?
Oh, I love it. Quite sensitive, I think.
Oh yeah, a bit sensitive, just like me. Yeah.
Hard work.
Yeah, hard work. Yeah, look, I got to admit, you know, even with the new coil on the GPZ, it is a lot better, but, you know, the jury's still out on whether or not it's going to be as sensitive as the GPX with the Gold Hawk coil on. What we're going to do after this coffee, we're going to swap machines for a while. That means I'll get your one, the one that gets all the nuggets.
I might find bigger nuggets.
Oh, yeah, you might. Yeah, well, we think it's a good idea. We'll swap coils for a while, swap machines for a while. And between now and lunchtime, and, you know, just see if the fortune's reversed. Okay, honey, good luck.
Yeah.
Look after my GPZ.
Yep, I know.
Find those deep targets.
I might get the bigger one.
Well, I'm only meters away from where we found 6 nuggets last week, and I got the faintest signal just here, and I've dug down and it's starting to sound good. Oh, she's out. Whoa, here we go. Wow, Look how deep that is. Have a look at this. There you go. Beautiful little nugget there. We went over this ground last week. Just shows you. You never get it all. Not much of a signal, but that's enough to dig. This is gold. Eliza! Yeah, I've got quite a deep one here. Do you want to come and have a look? Have a listen to this. That was nothing on the surface. That's all I heard on the surface. Wow, this is deep. Well, it's out, but I'm still excited. Wow. Got a feeling it's in one of these lumps here. Come on, be gold. Be gold. Come on, share this moment with me. It's probably a tiny bit after all this. Oh, I can see gold. Can you see that? Is that the tip of a big one, or is that it? Well, you know, it's gold. Well, you know, it's gold, but I'm a little bit disappointed. Look at the size of that hole. Look at the size of this nugget. It's a beautiful piece of gold, but look how deep the hole is. I'm wrapped. Got a target?
Yeah, I fell down a bit. It's a sticky clay.
Oh, wow. That's impressive. If this is a nugget, you'll be out here all night.
No, I'll keep some for tomorrow.
Hey, this is my spot tomorrow.
Are you?
Ooh, here we go. Good luck.
That'll be a good one.
Ooh, it's getting closer.
All right. Might be this one then. Gee, it's tiny, tiny.
Oh, look at that. Lovely little nugget there. See if we can zoom in a bit. Look at that.
Quite a
Wow.
deep hole.
Once again. That was right in the clay there. I got one by those sticks just earlier. Well, you said if it was gold, that I would get a kiss. Oh, wow. You too, Cody. She's happy now. Now, this should make a nice clunk when it goes in the container. Yep. Let's have a look in there.
Oh, look, there's the biggest one.
Let's have a look in there. Oh, yeah, not bad, eh? Not bad. We're getting there. I've got a target here, but not sure if I want to dig it or not, because it's on a bull ant's nest. Now, would you dig? And they're not happy about it. It's too good to not dig. Well, it's out. Hang on, hang on. Good, let's move away. I risk life and limb for a shotgun pellet. Okay, we're going to do a similar thing to what we did last week. If you remember, in the last episode, Eliza found 4 targets close to my 3 grammer with the GPX 6000, and she got me to test them with the GPZ coil. and the signals were not quite so distinct. In fact, on one of them I couldn't even hear it. Now, I did get some feedback from a few people to say that there's a 12-inch coil available, Z Search coil for the GPZ. So I've actually purchased one of those before we came here. So we're going to compare that coil to this Gold Hawk. Got a number of targets here that I found. Here's the first one. I am getting a slight signal there. Lead shot, little bird shot. We found a few of those, but still it's a target and it's still a good comparison. Wouldn't it be great if there were 6 nuggets in these 6 targets? But if I was looking at the odds, I'd say hopefully 2 gold, 4 lead shot. Very slight signal there. Another lead shot, but a target. Believe it or not, I found all these targets in about 15 minutes with the Gold Hawk. Obviously this area needs to be gone over really carefully because I was just wandering through here. This is one that I would class as just being a bit of a hunch. It's just a slight change in tone there. I would definitely always dig a target like this, but that one's probably a low chance one. Okay, that's a hot rock. That was hard to find, but it's a hot rock. This is a very low chance one. I can just make out the slightest of signals there. Yeah, I can just hear a very, very quiet target. Another tiny bird shot. That's, is that 4 out of 6? Definitely someone's fired a shotgun through this area. Very subtle signal, but once again, I dig that. It took me a bit to find it, but yeah, a slight signal there. That one would be so easy to miss. It's just picking it up just on one little part of the coil there. Gold! Gold! Well, for number 5 out of 6. Look at that tiny, tiny piece of gold there. Can you see that? Tiny, tiny piece of gold. But, you know, this is just a test of coils. No, very happy with that. Still 1 target to go. I did say 2 out of 6 would probably be gold. Well, so far 1 out of 5. So let's see how we go with the last one. And the last one here, slightest of signals. Very low chance that one, but once again we dig. Look, very, very slight target. Well, you know, the fact I know it's there helps, but... Well, that last one was just ground noise. But I think this was a very worthwhile test. You know, 1 gold nugget out of 6 holes. You know, a lot of people would be happy with that. And it's been a really good test of picking up very, very faint targets with coils. Well, cold morning this morning, but looking like a nice day. We've changed locations. We've moved just down the road from Groper's Gully, where we were detecting the mullock heaps, to an area where there's an old working. And I thought what I would do today, after breakfast, I'll share with you why I chose this location. I'm using an app called Trilobite, which many of you may be aware of. And after breakfast, I'll just quickly go through how we found this spot and how we're going to detect it. Just to show you where we are camped right on the gold. Well, we hope so. Oh, I'm looking forward to this breakfast. How's my breakfast going, honey?
Coming up nicely.
That's good.
Yummy.
Wow, you make the best breakfast wraps, Eliza. Nothing like a good breakfast before you go out detecting. I'm sure you've realised we've got a slightly different setup from our usual living out the back of the 4-wheel drive. We've got ourselves a very small, compact van because, to be honest, We are getting older and it's getting a bit harder to get in and out of the car, especially for Eliza, who had a bit of an unfortunate incident about 6 months ago when a car came over the footpath and ran her over and broke her foot in 2 places. She's recovered nicely and back to prospecting again, but I'm sure she appreciates not having to climb in and out of the car anymore. Is that right, honey?
Love it.
Okay, I'm just going to give you a very brief introduction to the Trilobite app. This app can be very useful to find a good detecting location. Keep watching after as Eliza finds a beautiful gold specimen still attached to quartz, and I find a clunker of a nugget deep down. Right, I can see a basic map here of the area that I'm interested in, but it's not showing much. First, I'll change to satellite view so I can see tracks and local features more clearly. Now you can add overlays that have more information onto the map. If you click on Manage Downloads, you will see available overlays you can download, including Vic Gold, which is the one that I'm going to be using. So, back to the main screen. Click the Overlays tab in the bottom left-hand corner and select Vic Gold. What you can now see are historic gold mining locations. If you click on one, for example this one, you can see the name of the working. If you click the More Info tab, it gives you access to a bit more detail. Now what I'm interested in is the amount of gold found at this site and the amount of ore extracted. Here we can see that 420 ounces were found in 1,403 tonnes of ore. It's a good indication how rich the gold was. This is not the area we have selected, but we use this method to locate the site we're on now. Well, I'm only about probably maybe 80 metres from where we're camped. And there's a huge mullock heap here and some sort of a quite deep working here. It's not going straight down like a shaft. It goes down about probably 10 metres and then it seems to cut off to the side over here. So I think this is probably the site of the main mine where the gold was found. Yeah, and then closer to where we're actually camped, there's a whole heap of costions and prospecting holes, which probably predate this mine. I'd say they were part of the process of finding the mine. Back at the campsite now, probably about 80 metres from where we saw those workings before. And directly behind me here, there's a series of costions, which are channels that the old timers would have dug looking for a reef, either quartz or ironstone or both. I'll just give you a closer look. Well, there's a series of costions here in a row. Now, a lot of work has gone into digging these out, and they wouldn't do that unless they were getting traces of gold. So hopefully we can pick up a few pieces, not necessarily on the top of the heaps here, but around the outsides. I'd probably go downhill a bit, downhill from these costions. Well, I'm only just a few meters away from the small piece I found just before. Now there's a lot of rubbish around here, but this sound I like. Could be junk, but I love that sound. That's how much junk there is around here. Well, I mean, that could be a 100-gram nugget. I will check that in a minute. Well, it's out already. So if it is gold, it's not going to be very big. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. It's actually not that bad. Have a look at this. Have a look at this. And if you can see it there, beautiful little piece of gold there. Look, I'm actually really happy with this. We're just so close to the car. Don't need to walk far. You know, often when you're in an area where there's a lot of junk, you know, usually around these old workings, there's normally a lot of junk, old tin cans and whatever. A lot of people just walk away with this, you know, from a screaming target. Well, here's a good example here where there's a piece of tin on the surface. I'll just show you. Now, that was over here. But now that I've moved that piece of tin away, I'm still getting a very slight signal under the surface. You know, there's many a good nugget in the goldfields that's hidden amongst the junk. Now, this could be just another flake from that piece of junk, but I would always dig a target like this. Just a quiet target directly underneath where that piece of junk was. How many people have walked away from that? Well, we're certainly camped on the gold. Right next to our camp here, Liza's not too far from where I'm detecting. And she says she's got another little piece here. Let's have a look. Where are we? Whereabouts? Oh yeah, oh look at that. Beautiful, well done honey. Wow, this is certainly turning out to be a good spot here. Haven't been going very long. You'll need to listen very carefully for this one. I'll just unplug the headphones. Not even sure if you're going to be able to hear it, but we'll give it a go. I've found maybe half a dozen pieces of junk since lunchtime. But now all of a sudden I'm getting another one of those little wavery sounds. I can only just hear it, so let's hope you can hear it. Very, very slight sound. The only reason I'm able to hear it is because I've scraped all the stones off the surface just here. Well, the tiniest little piece of gold, but gold is gold. That's number 4 for the day. So we'll keep working through this area. I'm really hoping that there's something a bit bigger here. All the signs are here, and I have found good gold not too far away from this location. Well, I'm getting a signal here that I'm very interested in. Look, it might end up being something small, but I'm right in the middle of an area where I found some very big nuggets many years ago. And I remembered, I'm only about 400 meters from the camp. I felt like going for a stroll because I remembered there was one small area that I didn't detect because it was covered in junk. So I thought I'd come down here, and this is the sort of junk. Big chunks of cast iron. I remember it well. It was just littered in this area, so I thought, no, I'll give it a miss. There's just one small area that I didn't detect. So I've removed the junk and I've dug down. Got a very, very slight signal on the surface. Wasn't even sure if it was a target, but now that I've dug down a bit, not sure if you can hear that. Might only be a little signal, but that's exactly what a 14-gram nugget sounded like 6 years ago, not far from here. So I'm going to dig down. I'm already down into some good gravels here. This is interesting. Could this be another big one? Hopefully I'm down deep enough that it's not another shotgun pellet. You've got no idea how thoroughly I've been over this area, just except for this one little bit here. It's always the way. They always reckon the next big nugget that's found is going to be right in the middle of the junk. I can still hear it now. I will be happy. Beautiful sound. That's what you call an inverted signal. That means it's going to be a little bit deeper, which is good news. Oh, I might give Eliza a call. Eliza, do you copy?
Yes, I'm here.
Eliza, you want to come over and see this? I've got an inverted signal, and it's not far from where I got the big nuggets last time. Hello? Hello. I've got a very nice sound here that you don't hear very often. Got an inverted signal. Yeah, look, this is not far. Probably about 20, 30 metres over that way where I got 14 grammer many years ago. And I remembered that I hadn't done a small area because of all the junk. So I thought, I've been, like you can see there, I've been digging it over, pulling out all the junk. And have a look at this hole. Have a look at this hole. Have a listen to this. You can even hear it right back up at ground level. That is too deep to be junk, I'm telling you now. Where's my pick? That is too deep to be junk. It's in good ground, close to where I found good nuggets in the past. Bit of a tree root there. Dig around it, just in case it's a clunker. Right into the hard ground now. Oh geez, please still be there. Whoa, that's sounding good. In the clay as well. Right, that's it. I'm getting the pinpointer out just in case I don't want to damage it. This is sounding good. It's always a good idea to use a pinpointer if you're going to allow a target and you get close to it. It's nothing worse than putting the pick through a nice nugget. Yep. Something just down there. Where's the pick? No, I think it's out. I think I've just tossed it up here. Well, it's not that deep, but it's going to be something. Whoa. That's going to be bigger than a grammer, I tell you. Oh, good pick. Oh, look at that. I can see it already. Look at this. Have a look at that. Have a look at that. You can see it already. That was the easiest finding a scoop I've ever had, I think. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Just clean it a bit. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. I am wrapped. Just had a call from Eliza that she's found a small specimen. That would be interesting. Let's go and have a look. Have you found a specimen, honey?
Yeah, it's a bit interesting.
Wow,
Like,
let's have a look.
Looks like they have two bits on it.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, wow. It would be interesting to see how much gold's in that. That's actually pretty good. That was off the edge of that mullock heap. Wow, very good. Must be out of the reef that's just up the top there. You happy?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. You've got to do the clunking thing. There you go.
Pretty loud.
Just got back to camp and having another look at that specimen that Eliza found. It's beautiful. Just a shout out to my mate Rick Fishers from Aussie Gold Hunters. Rick and I go a long way back. We've detected many times together in Western Australia, and he was the first person I turned to when there was some advice needed on a coil for the GPX 6000. And yeah, Rick, your recommendation of the Coiltek Gold Hawk was right on the money, mate. The majority of the nuggets we found on this trip were found with that coil. To be fair, we did find a few on the Z Search for the GPZ, but there was no doubt the Gold Hawk was more sensitive on those surface nuggets. And we actually pulled out some deep ones as well, as you would have seen in the video. So anyway, thanks again, Rick.